Hello, Phil here again. Today I'm going to be doing another one of my The Art of book reviews. The book I'm going to be looking at today is Deco Devolution, The Art of BioShock 2. Obviously, so fairly self-explanatory. This is the art, basic concept designs, all that kind of thing, of BioShock 2. Obviously there are going to be spoilers, but if you're watching this video, I'm guessing you've played the game and you know all about it anyway. But just a little warning there for you. Right, so I'm going to set up and I'm going to have a look through this book with you. Right, I'm all set up now and ready to go. Basically I've just marked a couple of pages in the book which I find interesting. I'm not going to go through the whole book like some reviews do. I'm just going to basically cover the areas that I find interesting. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, the first couple of pages are basically character design. Obviously this is Andrew Ryan. Here they've basically modified his face slightly to try and make him look a couple of years younger, as in when he was in his prime, when Rapture was really getting going. That basically, as I said, is because it seems like the game BioShock 2 was meant to take place before the first BioShock. This book was obviously released before the game came out, and they changed their mind. But yeah, some interesting character designs. I'm just going to flick forward to this page here. This is Gil Alexander. Now, you probably do remember him if you played the game. He's that big, weird thing that's in that huge tank. Unfortunately, you don't get to see a lot of him. You don't get to have a proper look at him. So it's nice to see this image here. I don't know why that is in the game. It would be nice to see more of him. But finally, I get to see what he looks like now. So that's a good thing, and so do you guys. Okay, I'm just going to flick forward to the Splicers. There's a couple of Splicers, to zoom out, which I don't recognise from the game, like this clown guy here. I'm guessing they got cut. They're a shame, they seem quite interesting. Would have been nice to come up against these guys. I mean, this guy I find really interesting. They seem to have made a couple of splicers which, over the period that they've been down in Rapture and spliced themselves, have mutated into semi-fish creatures. Like, let's zoom out again. This guy here, which, there we go. When he's in the water, is this very fish type creature, and then obviously when he's on land, he's more human-ish shaped and more upright. There we go, there's another nice little image of him there. Yet again, got cut from the game, which is a real shame. There's this guy here, which seems to be some form of jellyfish man. There he is standing under the water, there he is swimming. Yet again, a very similar idea. I think basically this is a development of the same character we saw in the previous page. I mean, when me and my wife were actually playing this game, we did actually say to each other, it'd be nice to see some of the splicers kind of transforming into these fish type creatures over time, because obviously the splicers are using, you know, these sea slugs, and it'd be interesting to see if it's all about genetic material. Maybe some of this genetic material is getting passed through the slugs into and into the splicers themselves. Obviously they decide not to go with it. I think it's a shame. Maybe they'll come back to this in the future, I don't know. There we go, and here's some of the brute splicers, which obviously were a new type of splicer for the game. Yeah, I don't really like these guys. I don't find them that interesting. I mean, let's face it, we can come across half a dozen of these guys just walking down the road on a Friday night. Moving on. Here we have some more of the splicers. These are more kind of splicers we recognise. And trying to get a good shot here. Struggling a bit to get a good shot because the camera stand is in the way. Never mind. Basically, these are just standard splicers with different textures, and they do look quite different. Obviously, also when you're playing and not really concentrating that much on them, it's interesting to see how different textures and different colour palettes can make a character look different. Here's another thing I found a shame in this game, and it kind of refers back to the Gil Alexander. I mean, this guy, remember him from the game, and if you can see there, he's got a mouth on the back of his head, and he's truly messed up. He's got these weird tentacle things. I don't remember these details in the game. They might have been there, they might not have. I'm guessing they were, but you can't see them. That's a real shame. But yet again, at least we get to see them now. Would have been nice seeing them in the game. Okay, now moving on to everyone's favourites and the most memorable characters from BioShock and BioShock 2, the Big Daddies. Here we have lots of various designs of the Big Daddies. Obviously in BioShock 2, spoiler alert, you play as a Big Daddy. So obviously they put a lot of work into them. These images, I've bookmarked this page because I really want to show you these guys. These actually kind of give us a taste of what the Big Daddies actually look like underneath that suit. For some reason, I kind of assumed that the Big Daddies didn't have skin underneath there, that basically the suit was their skin and they kind of grafted in there. They cut these guys from the game. One of the reasons they say is basically they're too creepy. They're too creepy, they're too difficult to animate. Can't blame them for that. If they're not right for the game, if they're too tiresome and tricky to animate, then, you know, I can't blame them for that. Maybe, you know, at some point in maybe a future BioShock, you might see these guys, or maybe, as an idea, maybe one of those black and white films where it actually shows a Big Daddy being made. I digress. Yet again, more Big Daddies. There we go, some nice little sketches down there. Yeah, as I'm going through this book, it would be nice to see more sketches like this. Like this one here. I mean, that would be great to see. And here we are, the designs for, zoom out a bit now, the Alpha series. This is the guy we play as. Basically the first type of Big Daddy that didn't go completely insane and berserk. Yeah, moving on. Some nice little images here of basically the knight in shining armour Big Daddy. This is how the little sisters kind of see the Big Daddies. If you've had a little look into BioShock, you probably will recognise some of these images. Moving on to the Big Sisters. Big Sisters, obviously unique to this game, and this book kind of establishes my theory that the Big Sisters are the little sisters from the first game, all grown up and turned into these guys. Very, very different to Big Daddy's Big Sisters are, but see, there's some there. There we go, we've got some of their little moves in there. That's a nice little touch, I think. Next bit, all about kind of the weaponry. Some nice little sketches here. Different guns. Here we have a little sketch of different barrels, that kind of thing we've got. Coming towards the end of this book now. Obviously there's some information, some of the different plasmids here. I'm kind of rushing through this bit slightly because this is the part I want to get to. The Art of Rapture. Now these are great images. We recognise these images from all over Rapture. There we go. Take a good look at them. Obviously if you play the games you'll recognise them. They've really got that Deco advertising thing going on. It looks absolutely fantastic. I need to find out if you can actually buy prints of these, because I definitely want some. They're fantastic. Obviously at the end, the usual kind of stuff. So yeah, that is about it for this part, and I'll read. Right, so thank you for watching this review of Deco Devolution. I hope you enjoyed it. I highly recommend this book. If I have any criticisms, I'd like to see more kind of sketch work in there, and I didn't really come across any kind of background or level images or level design kind of things in there. It's basically a character design book, but that's not a bad thing. I love character design. This would be nice to see maybe just a little section. Yeah. Also, this just arrived for me today in the post. BioShock Rapture. This is basically the book of Rapture. It's the story from the first game turned into a book. I'll be reading this. Once I have, I'll be doing a review on that, so that's something to look forward to if you enjoyed this review. Something slightly different. And that's about it. As always, if you like this video, if you have any comments, any suggestions, leave them below. Don't forget to like and favourite and subscribe. And whatever you're doing, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.